MedShake. Hi, I'm Anca, and this is the place to be to hear about the latest tech trends in healthcare. Today we're diving into a fascinating shift in how we recruit patients for clinical trials. It's an area that's been quietly burning billions in research budgets and causing months, even years of delays in life-saving therapies. But what if I told you that artificial intelligence is not just a buzzword here, but a real solution already proving its worth? In a newly published study, researchers tested an AI tool called RECTIFIER to assist in clinical trial screenings. And the result? Let's just say the traditional method got a wake-up call. In this episode, we're going to unpack the study, understand what it means for the future of clinical research, and ask one key question. Is AI ready to be the new gatekeeper in medical trials? Welcome into the MetaHealth. Let's start with a big problem. Clinical trials are the backbone of medical innovation, but they are notoriously slow, expensive, and inefficient. One major choke point? Screening patients. Study coordinators often spend countless hours combing through unstructured data. Think handwritten doctor notes, scanned PDFs, or lengthy discharge reports, all to determine if someone qualifies for a trial. It is tedious, it is a manual process, it takes a long time. In fact, according to Deloitte, screening and recruitment can account for up to a third of total clinical trial costs. And with some trials sometimes costing hundreds of millions of dollars, that's not just a minor inefficiency, that's a systemic problem. Now imagine if an AI could scan those records. That's what RECTIFIER does. Developed by researchers and clinicians, RECTIFIER stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation Enabled Clinical Trial Infrastructure for Inclusion-Exclusion Review. That's a mouthful. It's a long name, but the concept is simple. Let the AI handle the first round of screening. And in the trial published, RECTIFIER was put head-to-head against human staff in identifying eligible patients for a heart failure trial. Over 198,000 patient records were assessed using structured criteria. After exclusions, about 4,400 patients were randomized into two groups, one screened manually and the other screened using RECTIFIER. The result? The AI-assisted method significantly outperformed the manual approach. 20.4% eligibility rate with AI versus 12.7% with humans. 35 enrollments with AI-screened patients versus 19 from manual screening. AI reached eligibility decisions in 15 days, while humans took up to 50 days. These are not small differences. In trial timelines, shaving off even a few weeks can accelerate drug development, impact lives, and save millions. RECTIFIER excels because it taps into unstructured data, which is where most of the nuance lies. While structured data like lab results or diagnostic codes can be queried easily, unstructured text is messy and difficult to analyze. But LLMs, which are large language models like the one powering RECTIFIER, are built for exactly that. They understand context, parse complex medical language, and flag patterns that a human might overlook. But it isn't about replacing clinical expertise, of course. It's about amplifying it, giving research teams a head start by narrowing down their focus to the most eligible candidates. Before we get carried away, though, we should be clear. This was a single-site study. It focused on heart failure and was tested in a highly controlled environment. That means we cannot assume RECTIFIER will perform the same across different diseases, hospitals, or patient populations. Also, while AI made screening faster and more effective, the final decision still involved human validation. So the AI isn't operating autonomously yet. Privacy and data security are, of course, also a concern. Patient data must be handled with strict frameworks, especially when you're dealing with cloud-based AI models. Rectifier was deployed within a secure infrastructure, but scaling that securely will be critical. So let's take a step back. What we're seeing is the start of a real transformation in how we run trials. AI tools like Rectifier are not just theoretical anymore. They're being tested, validated, and adopted in some of the most prestigious medical institutions. This means an opportunity for faster trials and earlier access to treatments for patients, lower costs for sponsors, making research more viable for rare diseases, and more inclusive recruitment, potentially reducing bias by casting a wider net. And this is just one application of AI in trials. Others include protocol design, site selection, and patient monitoring. So is AI ready to replace trial coordinators? Not really. But as this study shows, it's ready to become a critical part of the team. Tools like Rectifier can act as high-speed assistants, handling the grunt work and allowing humans to focus on decision-making, patient interaction, and technical oversight. We still need to expand studies like this, ensure equitable access, and keep privacy at the forefront. But one thing is clear, the days of manual-only trial screening are numbered. That's it for today. Thank you so much for following us, and I will see you soon for another tech adventure in healthcare.